Cat Island 5 years ago, teeming with birds and thick growth, an important rookery for pelicans and shorebirds in coastal Louisiana. Cat Island today, a desert that vanishes under high tide in Barataria Bay. Experts say the heavy coating of oil the island took in 2010 killed the mangroves, which held the island together.
When I look at this island, I see two things. The first thing I see is the incredible loss of this particular island, the mangroves, what would have been marsh grass, and the habitat for birds. But the second thing that I see is the imperative that we protect and restore these sorts of habitats because they're essential for a variety of bird populations, because they not only provide the optimal habitat for nesting, they provide protection from predators, both natural and man-made. These birds need this sort of isolated barrier island habitat.
Mefford and others say hundreds of miles of coast have been similarly affected. For 87 days in 2010, officials tried and repeatedly failed to cap the well that a federal judge ruled this year spewed nearly 3.2 million barrels of oil into the Gulf. Crews skimmed and burned it, sprayed about 1.8 million gallons of dispersants, and crews worked in marshes and beaches to try to remove the oil. But environmentalists say what you can't see may be the worst.
Marsh plants take it up, and then the insects that eat marsh plants take it up, and then the birds that eat the insects take it up. And the same thing is happening below the water level, where smaller and smaller organisms are picking it up and it's being bioaccumulated in some cases. That's actually the most dangerous part of what happens with an oil spill.
A just-released National Wildlife Federation report based on the most recent scientific data found that tens of thousands of sea turtles, 12% of brown pelicans, and nearly a third of laughing gulls died from the effects of the spill, and the oil is still out there.
What I'm holding in my hand is a piece of basically a tar mat. And here we are 5 years later, and we still have this material on our beaches.
BP says it paid $28 billion so far in fines, compensation, and cleanup costs, and faces up to $13 billion more in the ongoing liability case for the environmental damage that will affect the region for years to come.